This
and
conference
value.
will now be recorded.
Okay. Okay, so let me explain you. It will not take more than 1 or 2 minutes. So see, this is the template. Okay. So are you able to see my screen, right? Yeah, yeah. So this is the template. So for the remaining students, so just so earlier we created a value mapping, right? So that value mapping, I mean, instead of, so if you had hundreds and thousands of values, for example, so in the web UI, if you enter manually, it will take time, right? So SAP has provided some feature, okay, so to import, okay, so import this particular country code values, okay. So if you just click on import this file, you can directly import into your local machine. So see, first you have to maintain empty column. Okay. So the later you have to maintain this country code. Okay. So you have to maintain this country code as a sender agency and receiver agency. So this represents the sender agency. Sender agency, sender identifier. Okay, with the pipe separator. This represents a receiver agency. The country name is a receiver agency. The country code is a target agent, a target identifier. Okay, target agency and target identifier. So here in the first column, so you will maintain the one, two, three, the serial numbering. Okay, the serial numbering. So here the US pipe is for the, I mean, like a source value, USA, comma, like a target value ind pipe. This pipe is mandatory for sender values for every, for when you are creating this particular value. Okay, so this is, so I just provided this template like this uh, in the share folder. You just change the source agency, source identifier, target agency, target identifier. So the key one will be the source value, value one will be the target value. Okay, I uploaded this. So based on this, you can just create this your by your own. Okay, so like this, and in number of entries, if you had a lakhs of entries, so you can just simply create this file and import into this particular file to CPI. Okay, so this is the CSV, I mean, like you can import a value mapping tables into your local machine. Okay, so in the last session, XSLT mapping, we discussed, right? Any queries from anyone on the XSLT mapping? Okay, silence means I can take care. No queries. Just give me a second. I will reshare my screen back again. Mm, okay, so let's discuss one of the important today. Okay, so that is actually, just give me a second. Why only 4 people are joined today? Just a second, let me remind. We thought of covering cloud connector session today. Okay, let's continue. Anyway, 4 people are there. So okay, so let's continue. So today we'll discuss about the cloud connector concept. Okay, what is cloud connector and how we will use it in our systems. Okay, so now let's discuss in detail. Okay, so let me reshare my screen. Okay, so see here, when you try to connect with okay, so for example, see, let's take a, so whatever the applications we connected till date, right? So whatever the applications we connected till date, everything is on, I mean, cloud applications like Go REST, I mean, like SOAP calculator service, and also SFTP service on cloud. So all the services we connected, okay, all the services we connected, I mean, we connected with SF, I mean, this one, what it is called, I mean, cloud applications. Okay. So when you try to connect with, okay, so when you try to, for example, let's take a simple example. Huh? So here you can see if you try to connect with on-premises system, for example, okay, on-premises system, how you can establish connectivity with the on-premises system. So actually, CPA is in a cloud application. Okay, CPA is in a cloud application. How you can connect with, okay, how you can connect with the on-premises system from CPI. Okay, so see the as part of, I mean, like it's in a cloud application. Okay, so it is in a SAP CPA is in a cloud application. Okay, so if you want to connect with any of the on-premises systems, okay, any of the on-premises systems, so CPI will not allow. So okay, CPI will not allow. Okay, CPI will not allow to connect with the I mean to say like on-premises system to connect directly. CPI will not allow. Okay, so the for that what we will do is, so let's take a on-premise system. Okay, on-premise, let's take SFTP server. Okay, so what I have to do is, so I have to connect with the server, and I have to post this file. Okay, so the direct connectivity, so if you can like, you can think like I can just connect with this host port and update the known host file, so that's done, so we can easily connect with the on-premise system. You may think like that, but so for on-premises system, it's not secure, because see the on-premises systems will be installed in your local machines. Okay, will be installed in your local machines. So because of this, what will happen is, if you are using that on-premises system, if you share that host directly to the cloud-based application, it may be a security threat. Okay, it may be a security threat. So what? So that's the reason the direct connectivity with on-premises system will not be accepted. Okay, will not be accepted. So for that, what we will do is, we will include, I mean we will involve cloud connector in between. Okay, we will involve the cloud connector in between. That means like so here you can see this like SAP CPA on premises, so cloud connector. So what is this cloud connector? What is this it's in a software or adapter? Any idea? Any idea from if, I mean, any just okay, let me explain, no issue. So this is the new concept for you as well. I thought you already have some. So this is the cloud connector concept. So see what is this cloud connector and why we are using it. Okay. So this cloud connector will be installed in our internal servers. Okay. Internal servers. This cloud connector and on-premises servers will be maintained by our client itself. Okay, for example, if you are working for one of the organization, okay, so one of the organization, so let's take a BMW. Okay, this BMW organization has to maintain this cloud connector and this on-premises systems. Okay, if I wanted to post the data to this on-premises system, first I have to connect with this I mean, how the connectivity will establish is, so for example, the on-premises SFTP server, this is the host for this particular server. Okay, so what is the host for this server is, let's take a simple example. So 198 dot, okay, let's take a real time example. So see, in my local machine, okay, in my local machine, I am running one SFTP server. Okay, so let's take in a, so here in my local machine, I'm running one of the SFTP server. So this is the local SFTP server. I will show you how to download this and how to create this one. Okay. So see Rebex Tini SFTP server. So this is the server is running in my local machine. So I'm starting this server now. Okay, so now this is the my SFTP server. Okay, see the connection. So the connection is started and it is ready to accept the messages. Okay. uh, okay, so here connection close requested. Something, some other IPs are calling this IP. See, some other servers are calling this. Okay, anyway, no issues. So let's continue. So here you can see this. So here this is the server IP address. Okay, this is the server IP address. Here you can see 192.168.1.104. Okay, 1.104. So this is the IP address of this server. Okay, let me stop this. It's getting some other calls at the back end. Okay, so here, so I'm copying this IP address. So this is the actual IP address. Okay, so here you can see this is the to connect with this server. This is the actual IP address. Okay, so when it is the actual IP address, so then what will happen is, so here we will share this IP address 192.168.1.104 to Cloud Connector. So what Cloud Connector will do is it will create a virtual host for the actual host. Okay, virtual host for the actual host. So actually this is the, I mean, like 192.168.1.104 is the actual host, right? So what this Cloud Connector will do is internally it will create a virtual host. So here you can see 182 dot, okay, like I mean 154.2.109, okay, 2.109. So like this it will create, okay, like this it will create this particular IP, I mean IP address. So to connect to SAP CPI, so they will share this particular virtual IP address. Virtual IP address means 192.154.2.109. Okay, 2.109. So this will just simply connect with this 182.154.2.109. Okay, so this will connect. So the CPI will call this IP. The cloud connector internally calls this particular actual IP address. That means IP, I mean, like a reverse proxy mechanism. Okay, just like a reverse proxy. So instead of providing our backend IP address, so we will just mask that IP address and we will provide a virtual host to this particular cloud-based systems. So not only SAP CPI, any cloud application, you can share this endpoint URL with them. They will connect with the I mean, cloud connector. The cloud connector internally routes the request to this particular uh, backend IP address. Okay, so and also you may had a query, sir. If I had an on-premises system at the center side, for example, I had an I had an AP, like let's take one system that's like mm, let's take a on-prem DB. Okay, so on-premise database is there. This database will push the data to CPI. Push it. It is pushing the data to CPI. So such cases. So if the on-premises system directly pushing the data to CPI, okay, there is no cloud connector required. So see why it is not required means we are sharing our endpoint URL to on-premises system, right? So the on-premises DB, right? So the on-premises DB will configure our CPI endpointer and push the data to CPI. Okay, but if you are pulling the data from the DB, if you are pulling the data from the DB, then you need a cloud connector. That means like when you initiate a connection with the on-premises system, okay, such cases you require the cloud connector in between CPA and also the on-premises system. Okay, when you are uh, when the on-premises system directly pushing the data to CPA, then there is no cloud connector required because we are not configuring the on-premises system IPs in our system. In the CPA, we are sharing our endpoint URL to them. They will trigger the data to CPA. Okay, so this is the way the cloud connector, I mean, cloud connector will work. So how to connect, how to install this cloud connector? let's discuss in detail. Any queries on the overview part about Cloud Connector?
Chandra, whenever we are calling the on-prem SFTP through CPI, then we require cloud connector, right?
Yes, yes, right. Not only
If
SFTP, any on premises. It might be HTTPS, so
uh,
whatever the service it is.
hmm. But we don't require if they are pushing the data to SAP CPI, then we don't require
Yes,
cloud connector.
yes, yes, right. So in simple words, when it is comes to inbound communication, there is no cloud connector required. When it is outbound to on premises system,
Hmm.
then we require this particular cloud connector configuration to connect with on premises system.
Understood.
Yeah. So you may had a query. I mean, when you're explaining this in the interview, you may get a cross questions. So why outbound is not required in this case? I mean, sorry. So why inbound message don't require cloud connector? Because so you are not sharing any of the on-premises system to CPI, correct? So the CPI is directly receiving the data from the source system. That means we are sharing. The CPI developers will share that endpoint URL that will be configured in on-premises system. There is no exposing of the on-premises system IP addresses. That's the reason the push that's to inbound to CPI, it doesn't require cloud connector connection. Like this, you can connect. Okay. So the cloud connector configuration. So see, let's install this cloud connector. So maybe this server is not working. I have a latest version. So let's go to download. So this is the latest one which I downloaded recently. Let me start this one. Information about it. Okay, maybe it's calling from cloud connector. I did a connection earlier. Let's see. Okay, no issues. Let's see. So server started anyway. This server started, right? So we can connect with the system. Okay. So let's see. So now I'm going here. See here. Mm, so maybe let me check. Is there any adapter is pushing the data here? Here, this is the adapter. So it is directly connecting the server and trying to push the data maybe. So that's the reason. Every 10 seconds we are getting log, right? 39, 49. Yes. Yes. The CPI is connecting to that server. Okay, no issues. Let's continue. Okay. So first, what are all the things required for us to, to configure this cloud connector system? So first you have to install the cloud connector software. Just give me a second. I have this everything. Yes. So this is the Cloud Connector software. Okay. So see, this is the Cloud Connector tool you can download from this endpoint URL, or else you can directly. So if you are not familiar with this, so just simply search with okay. So like a Cloud Connector download. Okay. If I click on it, it will show this help.sap support content, or see here SAP development tools we have, right? You can just click on it. Okay. So here in the cloud, you can see this cloud connector setup. So in the cloud, you can see this cloud connector. Okay. So you can download this particular Windows latest version. So the Windows x64.msi. So then it will download this particular software into your local machine. So let me show you this software. So see, this is the downloaded software. Okay, how you can do this? So see, this is the downloaded software. You can just install. I mean, it's a very simple installation how you install for Postman as well. Okay, so while installing, what you have to take care is, so it will ask a default port. Okay, it will ask default port to install. Okay, so just remember that port while you are installing this. Okay, so because with that port only you will access this. So this is a server, okay, that you are running in your local machine. Okay, the cloud connector, and also this particular what it is like SFTP server. Both are servers that we are connecting from CPI. Okay, so here you can see this is the SAP CC. So the Cloud Connector, this is the latest version. After installation, just double click on it. So I cannot install, I mean, because it's already there in my system. I don't want to disturb this existing configuration. Okay, so see, this is the latest version I installed in my local machine. So after installation, so wherever you install, okay, so it will show you two, I mean, you can just search with the, so Cloud Connector, start Cloud Connector, two applications will be installed in your machine. Okay, so to start Cloud Connector and stop Cloud Connector, these two applications you can see in your machine. So actually you can search like this, or else, so wherever you are installing this software, like so two shortcuts will be created. So for me, I kept in a C drive. You can keep these two Cloud Connector, stop Cloud Connector, start Cloud Connector in your local machine as well. Okay, so anyway it will work. Okay, so this is the start Cloud Connector. So I already started the server. So see, if I double click on it, this server so if you wanted to start the Cloud Connector server, so just click on OK here. Okay, just click, double click on this, it will automatically start the server. Okay, so and also one thing, before installing this, okay, so before installing this Cloud Connector, you require Java 1.8 runtime environment in your local machine, then only it will work. Okay, Java runtime environment in your local machine, then only it will work. Okay, so just I mean the dependent, so if you doesn't have that Java in your local machine, it will throw exception while installation itself. Okay, just I mean, if you're not having the Java version in your local machine, just download a latest version of Java into your local machine and install it. Okay, JRE is required, Java runtime environment, so that will access the libraries. Okay, so this is connected, is done, right? So now after starting, so how to access this? So while installing this Cloud Connector, you will configure the port here. Okay, so I configured the port 8443. Okay, so this is the, I mean, like endpoint URL to access my. So if you are while installing, if you given the constant, I mean, some custom port, something like 6677. Okay, so after localhost colon, you have to keep 6677 number here. So then only you can access it. So this is the Cloud Connector. So let me copy this. Okay, so let me access this Cloud Connector server now. So see, just click on enter. So see, now it is entered into this local machine. Okay, so you may get some, it's not trusted, something like that. Sometimes you can, what you can do is just you can simply uh, is there anywhere the Cloud Connector is configured? No, right? No, no. Okay. Anyway, so it's running, right? So if it is showing this is not secure, just click on advanced settings and proceed to unsafe mode. I mean, safe mode, something like that. We have an option. So with that option, you can move ahead. Okay. So this is the, I mean, what is the password? So see, this is the server first time we are installing, right? So every time when you install the new server, so they will provide default password. So this is the administrator is the username. So default password when you install this software in the local machine is manage. Okay, manage is the default password. Okay, it's a default. Okay, so when you are installing this particular Cloud Connector software, so if you are logging first time, so it will ask you, I mean, you have to provide this mandate default password. So that is manage. Okay, manage is the default password. So the password you can keep like, so I already reset my password, I'm using my password to log in here. Okay, so when you are first time logging in, after providing the managed password, it immediately requests you to change the password. Okay, so now here I mean, so it's logging into this Cloud Connector server. Okay, so this is the server. Okay, so here I had one of the sub account, it's already connected. Let me delete this. Okay, so I deleted this. Okay, so now it's deleted. So now I don't have any active connections, and also I have a so I don't have any on-premises system connections also. Okay, so now let's go to connector, and first what you have to do is, so when you are using cloud connector, first you have to establish connectivity with your sub account of the BTP. Okay, sub account of BTP. So how to establish the connection, how to get this details? So first you can just click on, let me close unwanted so just a second, it's many of the unwanted tabs are open here. I'm just closing it. 1 second, almost done. Almost done. 'Okay, so let me reshare my screen back now. I just closed all the unrequired tabs. Okay, so see, now this is the cloud connector. The installation is part is done, and I'm able to install this. I'm able to open this. Okay, so now the next thing is, now the next thing is, so see, add sub account here. So this is the add sub account here. So how I can, so see, add sub account option is there, right? So how to connect with this sub account? So we have two options. You can manually configure it, or you can directly download the cloud connectors. So you can go to cloud connectors in this particular BTP cockpit sub account. We have a destination. Okay, have a connectivity. In that connectivity, we have this cloud connector option here. So cloud connectors. So here you can see download authentication data. If I download this option, okay, so this file is downloaded. So this is authentication of two dot data. So you can just browse this data here. Okay, so see here, add sub account option here. So see here, add sub account option. So here you no need to, so see, configure HTTP proxy to connect the uh, internet, so if required. So it's not required, just click on next. And see here, configure manually means, so see, you can just, if you select configure manually, you have to take this information manually. So which region of sub account you are connecting, so you are connecting, so everything, all the information will be available in the overview of WebUI. So this is an Azure, Microsoft Azure Singapore. So what is the code? So if I search for Microsoft Azure Singapore, so it will give many of the list here. Okay, so it will give many of the list because we have a many things here. So rs, so if you check for, so ap1 hana dot on demand, so like this we have a many regions here. So that's the reason. So how you can simplify this is, so in the API endpoint URL in the Cloud Foundry environment, you can see this AP21. So this is the AP21 region. You just select AP21. Okay, AP21. So you can find Singapore as here. So with this you can easily identify this particular uh, region here. The sub account ID is like this. So see, this is the sub account ID. So this is your sub account ID. You can copy the sub account ID. Okay, so here, so this is the email. So the email and password is which you are trying to log in the BTP cockpit, same password you can use. So I don't want to configure these many things. I don't have that much time, and also finding this API. So what you can do is, I already downloaded this file, right? So you just configure it. So if you don't have this file from a BTP, then you can manually configure. If you have a file, I recommend to go with this particular file only, because everything will be taken care with that file itself. So all the details. So see, I just downloaded this file right few minutes back today. So just you can select it and click on open. So see here, authentication to dot data. So just click on next. So see everything. So this is the sub account ID. So this is the display name. So region is it will not show. You have to provide this location ID, cloud connector underscore test. Okay, just time guys. So just click on finish. So see, if it is not throwing any error, so it is connected to sub account. And also see here, it's just showing as a status. So connected since this particular date. Okay, so this is connected now. So if you want to disconnect this, you can select this option. Okay, so now here you can see this is the connect option, like a sub account only. So here you can see when you just maintain these all details and you click on OK. So here in the cloud connectors, so in the cloud connector, so you may automatically get this particular cloud connector instance details. So see here, master instance cc underscore test location ID I configured, right? So this is the configuration. So see, it's automatically. So the contractor ID connected since this particular I mean initiated by which user. Okay, so everything will be configured. So Java version, high availability. So see, these are the backend system details. So have not configured anything till date the backend system. So see, let's configure the backend system now. Okay, see here, this is the cloud to on-premises system. Okay, so here you can see you can add the on-premises system details. It's very simple. Okay, so see, this is the on-premises system IP addresses, right? This is the on-premises system IP address. So just keep this. So see, to connect with the system, I am using this 192 dot. So these IP addresses I am using now. So see here. So which type of system you are connecting? So mostly the list will show SAP systems, SAP S/4HANA, ABAP system, SAP application server, Java. So, but these all of the system will be used in real time. So you can select other SAP system. Okay, sorry, non-SAP system. Okay, just select a non-SAP system and click on this and which type of protocol you are using: HTTP, HTTPS, LDAP, and LDAPS, and TCP and TCP secure socket layer. So I am selecting with TCP now. Okay, so in real time, if you had other protocol, you can just select other protocol. But I am connecting with SFTP server that will be supported TCP protocol. Okay, so this is the actual host. So here you have to provide the internal host of your IP address. Internal host means actual IP address of this particular receiver SFTP server. Okay, so that I have configured. The port is 22 default port. So you can take this default port from the server port. Okay, so this is configured. The next is, so the virtual host. Here you have to provide the virtual host which is shown in this pane. So 182.154 dot, let's use this particular virtual host. 182 dot 154 dot 2 dot 154.2.109. Okay, so just a virtual host I'm using, same thing. So now the CPI will connect with this particular. So if you want to keep any description about the system, you can keep it. So check internal host, select this option and just click on finish. So see, now the server is started and the server also reachable at the target side. So that means, so for example, this server is running. So here you can see this. So the current time is 7:38, right? So the current time is 7:38, 29 seconds. I got a call from the server. This you can see here I am able to connect with the system. So for example, so if I stop this server, for example, let's see, if I stop this server, so see the server is stopped. So if I refresh this connection here, so see here, it will throw an error. So not reachable, something like that it will show. So it's not reachable because the on-premises system is down now. So if I start this again, okay, the server is started and it accepting the internal calls. If I execute it, it's reachable. So like this, so see, this is a my local server and it is connecting with my other local other SFTP server in the same host, running in the same host. Okay, so now let's connect this from CPI. Okay, so this is actually SFTP server, right, which I am explaining. So where you can find these files and everything. So see, and also how to install this first. I'm explaining directly to how to stop and stop. So this is very simple. Okay, so simple and very. So this is the rebex.com. Okay, so here you can see, you just download this. So here you can see this. So this is the, I mean, online SFTP server tool. Okay, so here you can see this. So download any SFTP server. You just click on it. It will go to some other URL. Here, if you click on it, it will download one zip file to your local machine. Okay, so this is the zip file. It is downloaded into your local machine. So the same way I downloaded here, you can see this. Okay, so this is the downloaded. So 856 of the last week. So here and 26. So it's downloaded now. So you just unzip this, unzip. So it will be shown like this. If you unzip this, it will be shown like this, and you just click on this particular double click on this Rebix Tiny SFTP server. Then it will automatically create this data folder and some of the server private key, public key, and it will, I mean, you just if you double click on it, then it will open this particular server. You just click on start, then the SFTP server is started working in your local machine. So if you want to keep any data, you can keep inside of this particular folder. Okay, so now let's how to connect with this. So you can use FileZilla software server. Okay, you just use this FileZilla. So let's try to quick connect this server. So see, I'm able to connect with this server. So see, let's see what are all the files inside of this. So let's directly access from so see SFTP server I can access from this particular FileZilla, right? So this is the SFTP server running in my local machine. So here I have this already. These IP addresses are already configured 192.168.1.104, and this is the username tester and this is the password, and click on quick connect. So it's a total three folders are there, right? So see, it's showing all three folders at the back end. So see here inbound, outbound, and a new folder. So if I create a new folder here, okay, so this is the new folder. Okay, so see new folder 2. So for example, if I refresh this, you can find new folder 2 here. So like this, it will immediately it will sync up for all the systems. Okay, because it's a cloud based application. Okay, so now let's go and check a inbound folder how many files. So total three files are there. So you can also see in the inbound folder. Okay, so here this is the inbound folder. You can see this all three system, three files here. Okay, like this it will work. Okay, so let's try to connect this from CPI now. Okay, so now installation part of a cloud connector and installation of part of your sorry SFTP server is done now. Okay, installation part of SFTP server is done now. Okay, so now here, now here you can see here. So see, let's try to connect with the on-prem SFTP server. Okay, so here I'm going to design. Let's create a new interface HTTP to SFTP to post the data. Okay, so here my test. Okay, so I'm creating a new SF, I mean new integration flow. So that is if underscore what I can say. So on-prem. Okay, so here you can see. So everyone clear, right? On this configuration, any queries? So underscore on-prem SFTP connection via cloud connector. Okay. So just this. So everyone clear, right? I not get any answer from anyone.
No, Chandra.
Chandra, will practice.
Okay, okay. So it's in a direct configuration, so, but maybe you will get some hiccups while you're installing the cloud connector. So the remaining all are simple steps only. Okay, so now I'm connecting with this receiver server. This is FTP adapter. Okay, so here what you have to change here is, so while you're connecting with any on-premises system, you have to maintain this on-prem. Okay, you have to maintain this on-prem. Okay, so based on this, so this is the proxy type as on-prem. So if here you have to provide the location ID, which we configured here. So see, you can find the location ID here as well. So this is our location ID, cc underscore test. Okay, so here you can find the right location ID and authentication details, which username and password. So the cloud connector is changing the host. Okay, but is the username and password will be changed for the target system? No, it will not change. So only this host will be changed here. So this is the virtual host. This host we have to configure in the CPI. Okay, so we have to configure this host in the CPI. So colon 22 is a port. So here directory I am using slash and bound. Okay, so I'm taking as order data, so order underscore dot xml. You know, right? So order underscore dot xml means after underscore it will add the timestamp. So the username and password, so you have to create a separate artifact for this particular on-premises server. So I'm creating the security material here. So user credentials. Okay, so see cloud. Uh, SFTP underscore cloud connector underscore test. Okay, SFTP cloud connector test. I have created this particular. Okay, you have to maintain the username and password, right? So user is tester. Okay, user is tester, and the password is password. Okay, password is password. So this is just for a testing server, right? So that's the reason the password is looking like this. But in real time, we will use strong password. Okay, so this is the one. So you can keep this credential name here. Okay, so see, you know, right, how to upload this known host file, right? So just you again, so when you're connecting with SFTP server, you have to update that known host file. So just go to connectivity test and provide this SSH. And also when you're doing cloud connector test, you can directly maintain if you are able to connect with this particular cloud connector or not. So just maintain the location ID and click on test. So if the cloud connector is up and running, you can able to reach this server. And also you can go to SSH and host you can maintain as, so whatever the host they provided right from the cloud connector, so that you can use here. Okay, and you have to provide proxy type as a internet. Okay, so if you directly try to connect it, it will not work. Okay, so here you have to select as on premises and provide this location ID. So see, that is cc underscore test. So cc underscore test, so this is none, authentication is none, just click on send. So it's going an error. Okay, here it contains IP address, so that's the reason. So if I click on OK and send, so it's a single brain standard forward. It's getting like a forward, and let's try to use this credentials. Command failed with the status forbidden, socket forbidden. It should work here, so just give me a second. On premises cc test public key. um, I'm in SSH secure socket like 182.154.54.2.109. It's reachable only, right? It's reachable only. Why it is failing? So host 182.154.2.192. 2.109. 2.109 says reachable. Server is reachable, but why still it is getting this error? Not socket exception. Socket 5. Let me check. Is there any spaces? No. Cloud connector underscore test. This is cc underscore test only. Just give me a couple of minutes. I'm trying to connect with this. So it's given forbidden. And repeated algorithm is not required. It should connect without authentication as well. So let's check for cloud connector. It's successful, right? And if I go for SSH 182.1, okay, let me create a new virtual host for the same server. Okay, non SAP system. Next, it is a TCP. Next, the internal host is this one. So what is the internal host is 192.168.104. So here the port is 22. Next, so the virtual host let's create as a www.sftp.com. Just you can also maintain sftp dev.com. Let's use this IP address so both are reachable, because I mean, so there is no issue with the virtual host here, but I'm just for the testing purpose I just created a new IP address here. So let's try to maintain this here with this one, and this is cloud connector and it's on premises. Oh, what happened to this? Now it is worked. Okay, so maybe it's an issue with this host. So let's try this again. It will accept this IP address as well, people. Okay, so maybe something is going on there. It's going anyway. So just use this host name. Okay, so host name like this. Okay, so maybe show some issue. So it should work for this as well, but not sure why it is throwing an error. So, but it is working. So www.sftpdev.com. So you can keep this host here. Okay, I'm changing this host details. Colon 22. Okay, so then it will now it will work. Okay, so I mean like so user credentials. I have this user credentials. So here against in it, and you can check the directories as well. What are the directories I had inside of it? Now what happened again? SFTP host key verification. That means host key verification for sftp.dev.com is not done. So what you have to do is you have to create this host key again in the known host file. Copy this host. Okay, so update. So create a new host file. So I already had some host file in the local machine. So this is the host file which I uploaded earlier. So let me replace with this. Okay, so this is my host file. I just saved it and let me upload. Where I have to upload this host file? Close security material, upload non-host file and browse. So desktop. So host. So there's the host file. Just click on open and deploy. So see, new one is deployed, and you can go and do the connection test now with the same server. Okay, so here let's take this. So internet, and you can use this username now. And it will show here this is the server, and now it is a against tenant we had, right? So now it will work. You can see this again sftpdev.com. Username and password against tenant, check directories. Unknown host exception. Okay, I select as internet. You have to select as on premises and cc underscore test. Now it will work. So see, it's working now. Okay, inbound, new folder to new folder, and outbound. Clear. So like this you can connect. So let's configure the adapter configuration now. So it's already done. SFTP done. SFTP server. So here let's connect with the sender HTTP adapter. So see, okay. So now let's discuss this. Slash connector. Let me save this and deploy this. Said successfully deployed. Let's go by there. So this is the file. I'm just waiting for this uh tap to deploy endpoint URL. Just let me refresh this particular cloud context. So the endpoint URL is generated now. So here this is the call. Let's copy this and go to Postman. So here I'm using Post. The authorization I'm setting as a basic authentication. The body you can keep a order file name here. So I'm taking this order, the postman request, Becky Gimbra. Let me place it here and send. What happened? Who? Just a second. I'm just doing some. $4034 it's not selected the CSR protector. That's the reason it is showing 4034. So see now I got 200 successful response. Okay, see the data is posted to the on-premises system now. So see 758. If I go and access okay on-premises system here, so this is an inbound, right? So if I refresh it, inbound successful. Why it's not showing any file here? Let me validate this particular receiver adapter configuration slash inbu. Okay, okay. Inbound. It's created as a sorry, there's a typing mistake. Okay, so let's see this. It should create a directory if the directory is not exist. Let's see here. So I'm going to. So see this directory is created 758 inbound. So instead of U, it's typed as a I. Okay. So just see. So this order file name is created as 758. Okay, like this the data will be created. Okay, let me change this folder name. Okay, inbound. Let me save this and deploy this now. Okay, it's deployed now. So let me trigger one more file here. So it is also successfully processed. You can see this in the inbound folder. You can see order file name is created today. Okay, so this is the way you can simply connect with the on-premises system and post the data. So now see here, when you're using SFTP sender adapter, okay, so it's an HTTP, it's pushing data to CPI. So when you are using SFTP sender adapter, based on my explanation earlier, when the cloud connector is required, SFTP will require a virtual host, or you can directly connect with the on-premises system. Any guess from anyone here? So the SFTP will directly connect with our system and push the data, or we are pulling the data? SFTP server.
Directly connecting. We don't require any virtual.
So see, SFTP is an not push mechanism. So that's the reason we are using this scheduler. Okay. So we are configuring the schedule for SFTP. So we are requesting CPI runtime. So based on every 10 seconds, connect with this. So the request is going from CPI itself. Okay. We are pulling the files based on the schedule. Okay. So that's the reason. So the CPI is trying to connect with that SFTP server and pull the files. It's not pushing. So SFTP will not push the data to CPI endpoint URL. So we are pulling the data based on this schedule, based on this particular scheduler. Okay, that means the configuration is, so here you have to use for SFTP at the sender side, you have to use virtual host only. Clear? Why I'm mentioning this SFTP here is, so when you're using SFTP at the sender side, so the SFTP server is initiating a request to that particular directory which you configured, and it will try to read the data. I think got it now. SFTP is pulling the data from, I mean, SFTP adapter is pulling data from that particular folder based on the scheduler configured in CPS in the adapter. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
means SAP CPI is initiating the call. That means it's an inbound communication to the target system. So I'm keeping blank here. So the address where I can get this. Okay, so almost everything is configured based on the requirement. Okay, so let me save this. This is about sender side configuration. Okay, for SFTP on premises connection. So now what will happen is, if I place any file, okay, let's copy this order file name here. I'm copying this order file name, go to data and go to outbound, and let's keep this here. So see, the current time is 8, right? Every 10 seconds we configure this. So it will at 8:04. See, let's see. So at what time it is? So see, 8:04. It's read the data, and see here the data will be deleted here. So see, the outbound folder is deleted, and it's moved to inbound folder here. So this is the latest message at 8:04. So like this, it will connect and pull the data and post it to the target application. When you are using SFTP as sender, okay, that means like if you had a scheduler. If you had a scheduler in the sender adapter, that means we are requesting to connect with that particular source system. Okay, so this is about the cloud connector configuration in CPI, but in real time, you will not do this configuration. You will get this particular virtual host and virtual port from the particular virtual host and virtual. So see, this will be maintained by basis team, SAP basis team. So they will give you this information, I mean, they will configure this server details in the cloud connector, and they will just provide this virtual host details, okay, that you will configure in your CPIC system along with the location ID which you are configuring in the cloud connector. Okay, that means this is not our responsibility, but we need 100% understanding how it is working. And also the cloud connector is very important point, important part when it is comes to the interview. Okay, so have you connect with on-premises system like that? They will ask, so you can involve them like so. Yes, it's an on-premises tool. We have to configure it so it will not expose our actual hosts to the source. I mean, the cloud applications. It's where it will work like a reverse proxy mechanism. Like this, you can explain. Okay. So any queries from anyone on this topic? Everyone clear?
Yes, Chandra.
Good. Let me know if you had any queries. Try to configure it in the system. Okay. So this is the cloud connector one. Quality mapping is also done. Okay, let's close the session for today. Only four participants is there, right? So the cloud connector setup is completed now. If you are facing any challenges while installing, just send me the screenshot in the group chat. So based on that, we'll check on it. Okay.
Okay, Chandra.
Thank you, everyone. Let's connect tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.